And welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that final duct tape of the night. We have returned, not with your typical broadcast, but as you can see here on the screen, it is not Beyond Enchants. It is arjsk8er and his latter opponent.
It is the next best thing. It says we are going to be playing. I don't know what map this. I can't see, but it will be a ZBT light.
Oh yeah. Here we go. It is going to be a bit of a ZVT here. I'm just going to set some things up. I'll just give you the Ducklings logo because why the hell not? And boom, we are diving into our replay cast.
Yeah. Here we go. It is going to be arjsk8er versus arjsk8er ZVT on Glittering Ashes Light Edition.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I have a little bit of backstory as well. For the his VODs are on YouTube. We've been casting arjsk8er now for a couple of weeks. He just keeps submitting replays, and he's still stuck in bronze. But he has plat MMR. He just keeps losing this. He can't get out of bronze. He's been trying.
Is that a bug?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
No idea. But light, here we go. Spawning in the bottom left position. It is going to be the opponent, the nemesis. It is the red Terran player from ladder. Give it up for arjsk8er.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have one of the long-time Cranky subscribers in the chat. He's hailing from the land of America. It is arjsk8er. Let's go.
Yeah. Damn, I can't follow your vision. I'll do my best, but like, yeah, it looks like we're going to be having pretty economical play actually from our Terran player. Just going for a gas, a second gas, and a hatchery. Also not a hatchery, barracks.
Oh god. Yeah. So because it's a replay cast, you know, when we try and point things out, we'll try and give each other a location so we know what the hell we're talking about, and we're not just guessing and like, oh no, yeah, I totally see what you're talking about. It's like totally.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Glittering Ashes. As this is a very high level match light, I think that this map could really be important in who's going to win this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the most important things is that arjsk8er submitted this replay, and what's important about that, especially if you've tuned in to the our previous replay casts, is that usually they're just goddamn wild. If you remember the first one that we did together, and it was arjsk8er playing against a Protoss player who went mass immortal. Like, he had like 4 robos pumping out nothing but immortals, and it was crazy. And then and the second one I did it with Yaku, I believe, or maybe it was with you. I think it was with Yaku. It was he played against a Terran player who went to base like mass BC. He had 8 starports. He had 8 starports pumping out BCs, puppy. It was crazy. I even tweeted about it, and ESL retweeted me. It was crazy.
I do remember that. Oh, I've got a confession to make.
Oh god, what's up? What's happening?
I just killed the spider.
No! No!
I was smashing it with the broom while you're talking.
Oh god. But I was wondering, the break in between this and our tournament was a little bit long, and that was because Chase has been fighting a giant spider in his bedroom.
You're like talking about the game, and I just got the broom gun.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Chase. We care about the life of our casters. At least
the spider's dead. I tried to take it outside. I wouldn't want to go, and then just jumped on the ground. So I murdered it in cold blood. But yes. As I said, very sad and so far.
Catch your breath, buddy. Catch your breath.
God. I was just Dunk. I'm so sorry. I'm a murderer. Don't tell Peter. But yeah, like we have a Liberator coming out soon. Slight supply block. Actually a depot just about finished for arjsk8er. But meanwhile, we have a fastish lair from arjsk8er.
Oh
the
yeah.
all-knowing Zerg.
That's we do. So we do have a very fast lair here before any kind of Evo chambers or anything like that being thrown down. So we will see. I imagine he wants to go into mutas. We have seen him go into Spire play before, but we'll see as he's trying to scout his opponent. And something that's a little bit odd about what arjsk8er is doing is that he has been on one base this entire time.
He has indeed, and as we say, that's a reasonably fast Liberator sieging up. arjsk8er does have a Spore Crawl, but the Spore Crawl is not in position. Will he notice? He doesn't pull the drones away. Liberator getting 5 kills, so that's a reasonable start for arjsk8er, but finally, arjsk8er will possibly get this lib.
Oh yeah, exactly, as the Queens are gonna try and deal with it. Oh my god, one of the Queens almost going down, but it does reposition, and the Liberator, it looks like, well, it does finally go down, but not before getting, what was that, like 6 drone kills? Not bad.
Yeah, no, pretty decent actually, as we see another Liberator coming in, hopefully.
Oh my god. Look at the main! Look at the main of arjsk8er!
I see 4 barracks going down off one base and 2 engineering bays light. I think we have a 1 base Andy on our hands. But meanwhile, arjsk8er's got 3 times the bases, so that means it's 3 times harder to hold this, right? Well, very good pull away on the lib in the main.
Yeah, here we go. Liberator in the main base doesn't really do too much, only gets 2 drone kills before it gets dealt with. But what's important is that arjsk8er, his drone count isn't looking too high, and he keeps losing workers, and there's a lot of less mining time. So even though arjsk8er is on 1 base, like arjsk8er doesn't have the biggest economic advantage. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but arjsk8er moves out, and he just barely missed the Ling Bane that was waiting outside.
Yeah, as we see, this could be a moment for arjsk8er if he wants to capitalize and run in. There's only a tank and a marine. The tank's not even sieged. The 4 barracks are finishing up. Upgrade's not yet started, and this is the kind of push you'd see, normally hit around probably 7 minutes, so 2 tanks, but it's off 1 base, so it's hitting a bit earlier, and arjsk8er forcing the Ling Bane to come back. Will he be able to hold his 3rd base here, like?
Oh, I don't know about that, mate. I mean, it's going to take a long time for the Ling Bane. On top of that, Baneling speed is not done either. With the help of 2 tanks, arjsk8er can definitely take a fight here, but oh my god, the Marines are getting on top of the Lings are getting on top of the Marines.
Oh yeah, they are too, but the friendly fire on these Marines from their tanks, a lot of that squad's going down, the Baneling too traveling behind. But yeah, there's still pressure on this 3rd base of arjsk8er. What can he do? He's going to pull some Queens to help assist, but Queens is a bit slow, can't really get on top of these tanks. Ling's coming to reinforce, they're going to come in. Can they get 1 tank light? It looks like yes, they do so far.
Yeah, the reinforcements are going to be able to clean up the remaining tanks. arjsk8er does hold on to his 3rd base, and now arjsk8er is going to have to go back to the drawing board here. I feel a little bit concerned because of a couple of things. Like, his production is looking pretty solid, but we're lacking a little bit in the upgrades, right? Like, there's no stim, there's no combat shields. Oh, but we do have we have 1-1. Let's go.
Yeah, we do 1-1 now started. I'd like to see a 2nd base probably from arjsk8er, as you see up there. He's going right now. I'm an expert. Knew what's going through his head, but these libs being super annoying. And he does have Hydras out now, and he does have a really good spore position in the main. That I think so far the libs have been very annoying. Killed 15 drones in total. Do have 3 evolution chambers. You love to see it. 3 upgrades at once, and it looks like. His libs are just gonna get a couple kills, but we'll get taken out in the end of the 3rd base, sorry.
Yeah, Liberator does go down. Meanwhile, the lib outside the main was poking away at an Overlord, looking to dip into that main base. We'll see if he can get anything done here, but there are Hydras out. As we can see, the fast layer was for a Hydrogen, not a Spire. Regardless, we do have plenty of anti-air here for arjsk8er, and these libs, they unfortunately will not be paying for themselves. But as you said, at least arjsk8er is expanding. Like, I was a little bit concerned that maybe he was going to stay on 1 base for the entire game, but nah, mate, he knows better than that.
Yeah, he does indeed, as we have a look and we see the 2nd base coming down. I feel like arjsk8er probably want to be taking a 4th base sometime soon, maybe a couple extra drones, use supply blocks at the moment. Not too hot, but He's just gonna win the game instead.
Oh my god, there was no splits whatsoever. Stim is very late. All the Marines go down and a handful of Lings will sneak into the main base. Not like this. At least X-Omega does keep his tank alive. But oh god, these are losses that he cannot afford right now.
Yeah, no, especially not on one base economy, and the tank and the Liberator stand strong. He does drop the Mule Hammer at the natural, but that was a really successful attack there for arjsk8er, trading well, and with the greater economy that he has, I'd say he's in a pretty fine spot as we head into the late game. It's more like the mid game, given the game state, both players' economy is a little bit lower than usual, but yeah, great moves by our Zerg player.
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about the fourth base earlier. Now we do see that it is on the way here for arjsk8er, so he's not neglecting his expansions. He's not neglecting his upgrades either. Like, his upgrades are honestly looking pretty solid as well. It's more X-Omega who needs to catch up, and thankfully he is, right? We were talking about all these upgrades that he was missing earlier. These essential, like, bio upgrades. Finally, Stim is done. Combat Shields is done. He's gonna have so much more potential here with his bio army.
Yeah, he certainly will. As we see, he's churning out 8 Marines at a time. You wouldn't even think he would have just lost his army a couple minutes ago, because he's got 2 tanks now. This SCV just going to work, kind of patching everything up. Meanwhile, I see a very special building in the main base of arjsk8er. He has found the secret to Zerg. He's going to be Grandmaster tomorrow. Here's the Lurker Den.
True, mate. We all know how OP Lunkers can be in ZVT, especially against a player who can't split, or who can't avoid them, who can't see them. So, arjsk8er, he's going to be going for that kind of end game. That's kind of his goal here for his army, but it's going to take a while to get there. Another important thing to note of is that arjsk8er doesn't have an infestation pit, so we're not going to see a hive, which means we're not going to see those lurker upgrades.
Oh, yeah. Oh, as you say that, he drops the infestation pit. Gonna say. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna play his own style work on the 2 base, the lair kind of lunkers, but no, he's gonna be taking a hive. His army's looking pretty formidable though, a good count of Hydras, Banes as well. If we have a look at that Bane, he has got Bane speed too, very diligent. Meanwhile, our Terran player now working on 2-2, he's got double armory as well, so he could probably even work on double upgrades for the starport and the tank if he so chooses. Yeah, it looks like arjsk8er, after a bit of a slowish start, kind of getting his upgrades, he's banging everything at our Overlord speed, Hydra range.
Yeah,
still getting a lot of Overlords. That's alright. Everyone gets a lot, but yeah, he's gonna look really good as we head into the late game here, like.
Exactly, and this is something where, like, this is kind of where kind of the disparity in leagues kind of show up here. We saw it, I think, in the previous replay cast that we casted, but there are some players, especially in the lower leagues, that it takes them a while to really expand and get other bases going. X-Omega is eventually getting this 3rd base, but because of how late all these bases are in comparison to arjsk8er, well, like, we can see how far ahead he is in the supply. It just shows us that, hey, if X-Omega ever takes a bad engagement, like arjsk8er, he can just snowball from there. Like, our Terran player has to be so careful.
Yeah, they do indeed, especially the creep spread's starting to look really good from arjsk8er, as you see. He's pushing out all directions, but X-Omega has no fear, he's just going to push out here. And Light, look where the army of arjsk8er is at the moment.
Yeah, he's completely out of position. Every single queen goes down, the Hydras is going down, and this 3rd base is low from earlier, so mate, the big brain plays. X-Omega, he was the 1-2 punch, he finally gets that 3rd.
It has capitalized, taking out the 3rd base, and now arjsk8er is finally going to get the reinforce. His Marines going to get kite back, but can't split. But can they get enough Banelings? It looks like arjsk8er is going to finally be able to clean this up, but at the cost of a base. Like,
yeah, exactly. There was a bit of a late siege there on those tanks from X-Omega. Honestly, he traded as well as he could have, to be honest. Like, that was... he got bases, he got queens, he got a lot of Hydras as well. 12 Hydras went down and 80 Lings. But what army does he have left over?
Yeah, and if you have a look, he's got some Marines. I don't think he was quite macroing. Maybe his macro slipped a bit as he was microing that push, as it happens. And it looks like arjsk8er, he wants to go on the offensive. This 3rd base, it's going to be an orbital, a bit of a risky choice, all things considered. And I think that's a lot of Banes. That's what, like 8 Banes. That's 2 Banes per Marine, and 3 Lurkers per Marine as well. They're going to have their work cut out for them. But,
yeah. Oh,
this
God.
is a position for our Terran now.
I worry, especially because, unfortunately, our Terran has been on top of Muling, which is normally a good thing, but it means he doesn't have a lot of scanner energy, which means he won't be able to deal with these lurkers as they are about to rock up. We do have 2 tanks siege up relatively well, but oh my god, once again, the Banelings do get some decent connections.
Yeah, they do. The lurkers run in. Looks like they haven't sieged just quite yet. I'm still getting forward, but these Marines, they're holding quite reasonably. As upgrades really helping out, but once the lurkers plant down, the third base is under a lot of siege. And now the siege tank, what does it do? It's being out sieged, even with this mate pulling up, and with this third base get taken out, there's no repair yet, light, and yes, it does go down.
It gets taken out. Also feels bad, man. I don't know if you noticed, but after as the lurkers were showing up, we saw a scan, but arjsk8er accidentally scanned his own army, not the lurkers. So they were they were just outside of scan range, so the lurkers managed to survive, and now arjsk8er gets knocked down to those 2 bases.
He does indeed. We check back at home. It looks like arjsk8er, he's starting to solidify his lead here. He's got 5 bases now. Really pumping up the love. He's droning behind this 2, feeling comfortable. Really good choice. As we see, he's going to run in light on top of these tanks. And where's the Marines to support them?
Yeah, exactly. The tanks are so exposed. Both of them will go down. They did take out a lurker in the process, but now it's just pure Marine. Thankfully for arjsk8er, there aren't any Banelings here left, so there's no real pushing power for arjsk8er. But again, he does take a great trade and reset that tank count.
Yeah, no, that was wonderful being able to dive on the opportunity.
The medivacs! No!
Oh, medivacs! You know, one gets taken out. But yeah, like even with the sensor tower showing where this army is, you can't push into lurkers as a Terran. You can't do anything. Terran, man. We see 3-3 upgrades. A drop in the main by arjsk8er. A really cool move here by our Terran player.
Oh my god, yeah, it looks like he may be able to get a queen and maybe some workers, but unfortunately it was a single drop. If we had maybe 2 medivacs full of units, a lot could have happened. The lurker then! The lurker!
The lurker. And he's going to be able to save it just barely. Yes, it looks like the drone helping out as well. Good save there by arjsk8er, even dropping a transfuse. 3 transfuses. Yeah, no, that was good and dicey for the Zerg there, but good hold.
I love the idea from arjsk8er to go for that drop. Meanwhile, you said you can't stim on top of lurkers. Mate, arjsk8er can. He stims on forward and he takes out the entire army.
Wow, incredible moves there. Marking to negate that. I think these overseers, they've seen it all. I'm sorry, like that. But yeah, wow, look at the production tab, and you know, arjsk8er, even though he lost, you know, some of his army, he's making 12 lurkers, 13 banes. He is pumping out the macro right now. He's working with 66 drones, and I feel like this game is starting to tip in our Zerg players' favor here.
Yeah, like arjsk8er, he's really like finding his stride here, right? I love that he's even making a backup lurker den in case the first one dies.
Oh yeah, that's a really good move.
Yeah, the big brain plays, but now he has his max amount of Ling Bane lurker. He's diving on that 3rd base. He closes the distance, and once again, there's just not enough to protect these tanks.
Yeah, as we see, he's moving in. There's such a large amount of units, and GG called very nobly by arjsk8er, as that is just too many lurkers to contend with. And arjsk8er, after losing his 3rd base and having a pretty dicey drop in the main, he stabilizes and will take the game and the series. Best of 1.
GG. Well played, arjsk8er again. He has been a supporter of the channel for a long time, and he has been recently playing the game again. He took a long hiatus. I know a lot of people that watch StarCraft don't play StarCraft, but he has been laddering quite a bit recently, and he has been sending us some replays to see his progress over time. And honestly, like, he's looking pretty solid overall. Like, you can tell that he definitely has like a game plan coming into things, and he has a decent idea about, you know, expansion, maintaining his economy and stuff like that.
I'd say for sure, and especially when you work with Ling-based unit comps. So I know he does favor the Ling-Bane Hydra into Lurker. It can be really hard to spend your money when you know, since the nerf from 4 lava per hatchery to 3. So it's good to see he's being very proficient with injecting and just spending and just making sure to spend as much, because money in the bank, you know, you don't get interest on that. It's just kind of sitting there. So it's one of the big things I struggle with as a Zerg getting better. And I think arjsk8er, it's something he's definitely showing improvement with. It's allowing him to just out macro these opponents he's running into.
Yeah, that's pretty much the majority of how we've seen him get his wins, get his W's. It's just him overwhelming his opponent. And, there are times where maybe he can get caught off guard. We saw that big push earlier at his third base, and maybe he's not quite in position, but it doesn't matter because, hey, he can afford those losses, and he typically has just a big army to meet his opponent anyway. It's been pretty impressive. It's been pretty impressive.
It has indeed. But yeah, always good fun to cast arjsk8er's games and see his progress. I'm sure we'll be seeing him go up against people such as Light and arjsk8er soon.
Oh man, imagine arjsk8er up against these lurkers. Oh god. Oh god. Feels bad, man.
I think the lurkers would have a field day with arjsk8er. Thank you very much for the submission.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna shower and sleep.
Uh-huh.
I feel bad for killing that spider, man, but I tried to offer him to guys. I couldn't.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's all good.
I've ruined his life, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally going like, dunk, dunk, while you're talking about nightmares.
It's fine. I was filling time while you protected your room from the invading spiders. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
He is big. He's probably been here since he was a wee little baby. Yes, thank you, Light. Thank you guys in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate your love and support. Even when like the pros are not around anymore, we love having you guys hang around and just vibe with the community. Because anyone who's been a replay, we're all supportive. We're here to have a good time. I'm not going to judge anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to support a replay, you've got the points. Just go for it.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. If you have a nice game with also maybe some like weirdness to it, we also appreciate those as well. Like whether it's something that you're doing or whether it's something your opponent is doing, we would always appreciate that, just to add some spice to some of these replay casts. But yeah, anyone can do it. Again, it's just a channel point redemption thing. But with that, I believe we are done here for the day. I hope everyone enjoyed, and not just the replay cast, but also the tournament that we had as well with Bjorn and Keen and Art. It was a great day of StarCraft.
Sorry, I mistimed that drink.
I looked over and I was like, oh, I should not have stopped talking. I should.
No, we had the synergy light. It's fine. But yes, thank you. Sparkling Tuna, tell your friends, tell your Bjorns, hide your, I don't know, I was going to say hide your chances, but Chance getting to the finals was very impressive in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and he'll be back. He's always back.
He's always back, mate. There's always
a chance he'll make it to the final. I'm sorry.
Oh god. With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Our next broadcast will be in 2 days. It is going to be Friday afternoon with never mind, sorry, we actually postponed our tournament this Friday, so we will not have an amateur event this weekend. So my apologies for the people that were looking forward to that. But our next broadcast will be this weekend. It's going to be a long weekend of StarCraft. We have Sentimiento Latino, straight into ANZ Champs, straight into more ANZ Champs the next day, and ESL Open Cup Asia. So 4 tournament broadcasts.
Oh, you're a busy boy, Light. I assume Yaku and Kuro will help you out too. But yeah, tune in, guys, for sure. If you can make it, just say hi in the chat, or you can just lurk. There's no obligation to. But yeah, awesome.
With that, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you guys this weekend.